Hello everybody, Mobius1 here, joined once again with ObiWein from Porg Depot. What's going on?
Not much. Going good.
We are, now that we have the entire set of Star Wars Unlimited Ashes of the Empire revealed a little earlier than anticipated.
Suddenly, yeah, a little sudden.
We can now go back and see how we did in our recent prediction video from the article that they put out from the Ashes. I should have gone and looked at the last time we did this for Lawless Time and see how many we got correct, because I don't remember, but I think it was single digits. It was pretty low.
It wasn't good. I don't know if I have that super handy.
6 hours later.
I got it.
Nice.
All right. So I had 8, and you had 5, 6. So it was 8-6.
Okay. Yeah, we didn't do great.
No,
And
8-6. It was not
I
good.
felt way more confident this time around, and I don't think we did all that much different.
Oh, that's trick. 8-6 might have like 14 total. Like, I mean, that might be amazing. We don't even know.
Yeah. All right. So if you want to check that video out, if you hadn't seen our prediction video, I'll include a link to that in the video description. But let's just jump right in and see. So I did make a spreadsheet similar to the one that you made for the last one, but I didn't put everything on here. I left out the stuff that we already knew the answer to at the time. So we will be skipping. We'll be skipping a couple of them. But all right. So the first thing that they started talking about was just kind of generic hints. And I was so excited for this one because I thought I had, like, this was a shoo-in. I'm very disappointed that that ended up not being the case. But the first thing was it was a cycle started in A Lawless Time, will be continuing in Ashes of the Empire. I really thought it was going to be backed by Death Watch.
I mean, that's still a good card. It's possible. Homeworlds.
Maybe.
You might get a...
Yeah, like, but the Mandalorian... You really think they would do a Mandalorian theme again?
No, but I just try to...
So the cycle, do we actually know? Because I put multi-aspect cards ? Which is what you said. But because I went through the set, and I don't see anything that jumps out to me as a cycle that was started in Lawless Time besides the multi-aspect cards, which have returned.
I think they meant, just being more specifically, I think they meant the multi-aspect leaders, right? So we got two combos, with Saw and Beckett, and now we sort of like flip a little bit and have 2 different combos. That'd be my guess, is what they were talking about. Now, did I mean that specifically? Like,
I think I'm going to be generous with a lot of these, and I think by you just guessing multi-aspect cards, I think that's close enough.
I believe we were pretty generous last time on the scoring as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to be. But that's also interesting. I don't want to get too far off track, but following that logic, do you then think that next set we will get what? A vigilance, aggression, and like a cunning command leader?
I don't know. Who knows? It's FSG. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they'll make
those guys out.
You mean they're not going to make R2-D2 vigilance aggression?
At this point, I'll take it if it's a villain unit. I mean, or villain leader. Yeah, I don't know. Listen, I'm just happy that the multi-aspect cards in general, forget about the leaders for a second. I'm glad that those are perpetuating forward. I mean, that's really, there's very, very few set mechanics that are not the evergreen ones that sort of perpetuate into additional sets. Multi-aspect cards now is one. I think hidden is one. That might be it.
Yeah. Like, specifically mechanics that were... I mean, unless you want to count token units, because that was new in Twilight. But, yeah,
but we've not seen ever, like, a repeat of a token.
Not yet. No.
And that's the thing. They may have clarified hidden even when it came out. Like, hey, this is not... Like, they may have even said, like, this is a new evergreen word.
They did, yeah.
It would be great if support would be.
Yeah.
And the multi colored stuff. Like, hopefully that continues. I don't know.
I can't imagine that not continuing. I think that was inevitably going to be a thing in the game. And now that it's here, I think they just, one or two of each color, like just one of each color pairing.
Just put a couple. Hey, if it makes sense, put it in.
Yeah, just like they're doing with Ashes.
Right.
All right. So the next one was a 1-cost 3/3 unit. I said a creature that damages both bases, similar to like the Rancor. I was thinking like maybe a baby Rancor or something.
Right. And I was just saying, hey, if it's a 1-cost 3/3, there's got to be some huge drawback.
Which there is. So it ended up being Wicket. 1-cost aggression, command, heroism. Saboteur. This unit can't attack bases. Now, is that a huge drawback? It could be.
Pretty big drawback.
If you're playing aggression command, it's a pretty serious drawback because you're probably playing an aggro deck.
Does not combo very well with Kazuda leader.
Yeah, wrong color. Unless you're playing a splash base. Now is it worth
anybody's?
Yeah,
splash. Here's a wicket on a splash base turn 1 with Kazuda. Like, I don't think so, but
still, as far as the scoring goes, huge draw. Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll give you half a point.
Huge drawback. I don't know.
All right, well, we'll see if it comes down to it, and I don't know. I don't think we're not really competing for anything here anyway. We'll just move on. Next up, this one, I actually feel like I got this, even though I got the name wrong. So 1515 unit in space.
Yeah, you nailed it.
I showed the art.
I think you even mentioned the art. Yeah, you talked about the art. No, you hit that one right on. Now, how playable is that behemoth of a card? Probably not at all.
Every time I see one of these like meme cards, I'm like, oh, maybe that's real fun in Twin Suns. I don't think I've played a Twin Suns game that got up to 12 resources yet. So even there, like, it's not going to happen. Maybe there's going to be ways in the future to cheat it out. Like, it's not even a villainy unit, so you couldn't even Galactic Ambition it into play early.
Isn't it legendary too, right?
Yep.
Right. And what's like what? Sure.
Hey, there's every set. There's got to be 1 or 2 legendaries. When you pull it, you're just like, have a feel bad experience.
But there doesn't, though. That's the problem. There really, really doesn't.
I don't know. There has been so far.
It could have been rare, and it would have been fine.
All right. Next up, 6-cost 8/4 unit. Ended up being the Tatooine Sandbeast. We both thought it was going to be some form of an ATST, considering the strong Return of the Jedi theme. Didn't get it.
It could have been so many things.
Yeah.
If they're sticking with Return of the Jedi theme, like, why a Tatooine Sandbeast? Like, it could have been... Anyway.
I mean, maybe... I don't even know what that's canonically from. To be like, oh, that's, because... Obviously, the entire set's not Return of the Jedi themed. It's just strongly themed. But, like, I couldn't even be like, oh, that's from the same book that Elzar Man is from.
They could have had some random thing from, like, one of the Ewok movies. Put the little gold bar on it.
Hey.
And it'd be like, hey, it's a legend. Well, he was bigger than an 8/4.
All right. Look... One day we'll get the Gorax. He'll be better. He'll be a 12-cost 14/14 ground unit. Homeworlds would be good. Oh,
Homeworlds,
okay.
Put it in Homeworlds.
Locking it in. Making our next prediction now. That's a good one because yeah. All right. I don't want to. I can dwell on that for a long time, so we're gonna move on. 1/4 unit with Overwhelm. I thought it was just going to be some sort of generic Mandalorian unit because of all the Mandalorian synergies. I wish we got a 1/4 Overwhelm Mandalorian unit this set because we didn't get any good cheap ones.
I still like my answer. An Ewok on PEDs. Whatever. Alamite Hammer. Okay, fine.
So I would have... if it ended up being, it would have been really funny if it ended up being your Ewok on the speeder bike that you keep referencing. Because, do you know why I say that would be really funny?
Well, I mean, the artists are tremendous.
Because the scout, what was it called? The Scout Trooper unit from Spark of Rebellion had a 1-4 stat line.
That would have been good.
So that would, like, same stats for the Ewok stealing the speeder bike would have been funny.
That would have been impressive.
But no, it ended up being the Alamite Hunter because, of course, it was.
I mean, I don't know. It looks like, to me, and I brought the art up, it almost looks like the ape at the beginning of 2001 Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
That's like smashing the big bone onto the ground.
I, again, don't even know what that's
Star Wars
from.
creature. Yeah, I want to. Not a clue.
All right. Last one in this category was a cycle of 4 legendary cards that were all upgrades. At the time of recording, we knew one of them, right? We knew Whistling Birds.
We knew Whistling Birds. Yeah.
Okay, so this is why I highlighted this one for me in yellow, because the very first thing I said is that an easy answer would be the Darksaber. And we talked about what it could potentially be, whether it was going to be a reprint or a remake. I said it was probably going to be a totally different version, just also named the Darksaber. And It did end up being that, although the reason I'm not convinced that I should get the point is because we then talked about what other upgrades it might be, and neither of us got either of the other two right. So does that count for shouting that out originally and then talking about other stuff? I don't know.
I tell you what, if I get a half point for Wicket, you get a half point for that one.
All right, I think we'll just I'll give each of us a whole point, and
Or,
we'll just
or
call
full,
it even.
full points.
Yeah,
All
whatever.
Right. There you go.
I still really like your idea. Like, I feel like a special jetpack should have been the Cunning legendary upgrade.
I mean, there's so many ideas. Oh well.
Yeah. I also definitely feel like, constructed Mandalorian helmet, or just like Beskar helmet could have also been a really nice vigilance one. But
yeah.
Oh well. Okay. Then I'll move on to the fun part. The subtitles. Adventure awaits. We had seen the Neil art. We were both like, I don't think either of us thought it could possibly be anything besides Neil.
No,
and we were wrong.
I was pretty convinced that it was Neil. I mean, the ship that it is.
Yeah, the Yonic Cinder ended up being it.
Okay, fine.
Once again, we were outdone by it being a ship instead of a character.
I mean, it's at least Neil adjacent.
Yeah.
On the plus side, there is now Neil as a unit.
Yep. He's in now.
So I'm happy that Neil has a guard, and happy he's a unit, even if we got
before
R2D2 subtitle wrong,
or even before R2D2 leader.
Well, that's fine. Neil's not a leader, so I'm okay with it. Yeah, if there was a Neil leader, I would have lost my mind.
All right. Life Abandoned. I went with Ahsoka, thinking I had like Abandoned the Order stuck in my head when I read that, and I think that steered me in that direction.
I had Balin. I can't, off the top of my head, remember my total reasoning for it. Obviously, neither one of us got that right anyway.
No, but you were closer, so the answer ended up being Morgan Elspeth. So there is obviously the connection there between Morgan and Balin.
Yeah, but that's pretty different. I don't get points for that. That's
No, I don't think so. But you were closer. And coincidentally, next one, Power Beyond Dream, was Balin, and that's who I guessed.
Yeah, I got this one wrong because I had Balin for the other one, so then I had Morgan for this one. Whatever.
Yep. All right. So I did get this one.
Had I flip flopped them somehow, that would have been great.
It would have been amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one was very easy. We can't keep running. We both guessed The Mandalorian, which ended up being The Mandalorian, which We knew also very specifically that it was going to be a leader because we had already seen the Mandalorian unit spoiled. So we don't get extra points for that, but fun fact.
Also,
and then this,
it's fun. Fun movie. I liked it.
you know what? I liked it. It wasn't, would I see it again? Sure.
Watch it again. I don't know that
Yeah.
I would go to the theater to watch it again. Like,
Right,
as soon as it's on, Disney Plus, I'll definitely watch it again.
It was a
Listen,
fun.
I've seen Solo more than once. I've seen Rise of Skywalker. I've seen more than once. So
I can't say that. Can't say that I've done that. All right, Strike the Reactor. Another one that I'm very disappointed in because I had the right idea, but I picked the wrong one. So Strike the Reactor, you said it was Lando. I originally had the genius idea of calling the Millennium Falcon, thinking that it wouldn't be a character, that it would be a vehicle. And then at the last moment, I changed it, and I was like, wait a minute. It's not the Millennium Falcon during the Battle of Endor. It's Gold Leader. And that's why I went with Gold Leader, and it ended up being Red Leader. God. So close.
So close.
But I don't think I get points for that.
No.
It was
It'd
close.
be cool if one of us said Wedge.
Mm-hmm.
Then I feel like half a point. We didn't. So, oh well.
We're going to get one of these named vehicles eventually. I believe it.
Next time, all vehicles. Falcon for every single one. You're going to get one of them right. Or, well, probably not.
All right. We don't want war. This one, I have Google to thank for it. The twins from Book of Boba Fett ended up what it ended up being. Okay.
Sure.
And then that's it. That's the last one that we got right, which kind of blows my mind because, well, now that I'm reading the rest of them, maybe not. These aren't the most obvious ones. So bargaining on belief. We both put Luke Skywalker, thinking it had something to do with him, surrendering himself over to the Emperor to kind of try and get Vader to turn back to the good side. Bargaining his life on the belief that his father is still good. Nope, Sabine Wren. Thoughts?
Sure.
Look,
I mean, I'd have to go back and watch some of the Ahsoka stuff.
That's what I was going to just say, as I've only seen Ahsoka once.
Which I will before season 2 drops. I'm sure I'll do a rewatch, but I don't know. I mean, I guess.
Then the next one, introductions are in order.
Your answer was so good. It should have been that.
I threw away my guess. I mean, again, I let the art.
That would have been so good.
I let the art steer me astray. I don't even know what I just put Jack Black's character because I don't know his actual character name. Moff Gideon was a solid guess, but it ended up being Grief Karga, which okay.
Fine.
And I don't think there's no way either of us could have possibly gotten this next one. No problem groveling. I said director Krennic, which was also a terrible, terrible guess. Your guess was, I thought, held some water.
Here's my problem with this one, and I don't think we can count this too much against ourselves. That's not... Yes, it's a character, but it's not like a named character. Like, it's not...
Yeah.
Like, Mayor's Major Domo. Like, I get it.
Is he unique?
Yeah.
They made a unique character that's not... Yeah, he is unique.
He's unique.
But he's not named.
He doesn't have a name.
Okay.
So, like... I don't know. I don't think we can hold that one against ourselves because it's like, I mean, at that point, when it's a ship, it's like, oh, shippy ship. Like what? I don't know. That one's cheating. I feel like on Tyler's part.
All right. Next section, just some hints, I guess more generic hints. And first one, I knew when you said it, you were going to be right, and I hate it. Fan favorite gets the Jedi trait. And it ended up being Sabine.
I felt like that one was pretty blatant.
Now look, I can reconcile the fact that the Jedi trait in this game is not reserved specifically for Jedi. It is more of a factional trait than it is denoting like Force usage, right? Otherwise, you would not have Jedi vehicles, or like Hu Yang is not a Jedi, but he has the Jedi trait. So when you think of it that way,
they do separate Jedi from Force.
Correct.
Right? So they make that distinction.
Right. I'm glad that they did not also give her the Force trait, because that would have...
that would have made sense.
That would have angered my nerd side. But I still am a little disappointed that it wasn't Cal Kestis.
It was Sabine twice. So you've got the Sabine unit that's got the Jedi Mandalorian Inspector traits, and then the Sabine leader also with the Jedi Mandalorian Inspector traits now.
Oh, you're right. I just saw the leader. I didn't think about the actual unit. Very interesting.
I mean, the unit's pretty good. It's pretty...
Yeah.
I've been playing a little bit with that. It's quite fun.
I hate yellow.
It's I love it.
I would almost rather play against a hard control deck than a like exhaust and bounce all your units cunning deck.
I love that stuff. It's so fun.
All right,
So,
highest
board control via tempo. I just love it.
highest resource cost to deploy, but it's not just resources. I gave this one to you. So it ended up being Bo-Katan, and it's 10 resources plus number of friendly Mandalorian units. I said resources plus upgrades, thinking that they, prefaced this whole article by saying that this is going to be a very upgrade-centric set. So I thought maybe it was going to be like, what?
I don't think I didn't name Bo-Katan, though.
No, we were just talking. We weren't necessarily calling out the leader. We were thinking more the mechanic of deploying.
Right. Okay. All right.
And you were like, yeah, if you're gonna go with upgrades, you said to me, if I'm going with upgrades, you'll take the Mandalorians, and that's what it ended up being. So you get the point for that one.
All right. You know what though? As a team score, like counts both ways. So hold on. The next time we do this, we got to make sure we can't, unless we're like dead on, we know something. We got to make sure we split our answers because we got a better shot at it.
That's a good point.
Because there's some where we like guess the same thing or close to the same thing, and then we both get it wrong. Like that. Like we both took Neil. Like somebody takes Neil. Okay, fine. Slam dunk. Right. We think somebody takes anything else because then we're more likely to get it.
All right, that's fair.
We remember next time. Yeah.
We'll have to like rock paper scissors to see who gets it. Interesting enough, though, not only did you correctly call out that it would be resources plus Mandalorians, you also said it would be 10. So, well done.
Really?
Yeah, you were like, it's probably going to be like 10 resources plus Mandalorians.
Not the leaker. Promise, not the leaker.
Well, no, okay.
I would have done significantly better.
So, yeah, you say that. Just wait until we get a little bit further down this list. Returning mechanic returns on a single card. This one I feel like we should have gotten. How did we miss capture with the Bothan 5? Like, capture is one of those mechanics that's not really an evergreen mechanic, but it's simple enough that it's come up before with DJ.
I thought your answer was great because Tyler was the main designer. He did Secrets of Power. So then, okay, he's big into plot. Plot made sense.
I mean, Coordinate could also have made sense with the Mandalorian token generation.
With the tokens, right? All the tokens and stuff like that. That's where I was going with that one. Plus, I think he also did Twilight Yeah, with lots of token stuff. I don't hold that one against us too much.
No. And neither do I think either of us could have possibly guessed this next one. So aggression leader, aggression gets a leader that can damage bases. My first thing was like a random Mandalorian / Moff Gideon. And I think you just, for fun, threw out R2-D2 and Chopper. Vane.
Vane. I
mean, I recognized him when I saw the art. I couldn't have told you that was his name, though.
No. I could not have told you that was his name. But look, I mean, I guess he's known enough that he gets his card, plus he gets his little spaceship as well.
Yeah. Definitely more well known than a random blue-white astromech.
Yeah, clearly.
This one, I've came. This is the third time in this set or in this thing that I'm very disappointed in myself because I called this one, but I ended up locking in a different answer. So a villain event does something that was previously deep in the cunning aspect. So you said you thought it was going to be like a waylay sort of bounce effect. It ended up being one must destroy to create. I'm pretty convinced that this is what they were referencing, because it is the 3-cost villainy event where you defeat a unit and then you get to play it again from your discard pile for free.
Right.
Which is very much what a new adventure was, which was double cunning.
Yep.
You weren't defeating it, you were returning it to hand, but you were going to replay it for free, so you're double triggering your win plate effects and all that fun stuff.
Yep. Well, and it's also even more simpler than that. Leaving play, coming back into play. Right? Mm-hmm. So whether it's going to your hand and coming back into play, going into the discard pile, coming back into play, like it's this same basic idea. Something is leaving play, coming back into play.
Right. Now, I mean, Jump to Lightspeed Thrawn definitely cares about the difference there, but minor detail. Now, I'm mad because I called attention to that, and that was going to be my answer before I saw Final Showdown and was like, let's go with that instead, because it was a flashier effect. But no, I fumbled that one. This next one, though, this is pretty good. I know.
Jack would be proud.
I sent it to Jack, and he was very pleased with it. So a heroic common is a functional reprint of a previous villainy common. Imperial Defector. I went when you made the joke when I was editing the video, I went and made an image of Rebel Probe Droid just to use as a 3-second, 5-second, whatever it was, gag for the video, and you ended up being mostly right. I mean, well done.
It's pretty funny. I think I feel like he could have been even more spot on. Like it could have been like the art for Imperial Defector could have been a droid.
Yep.
Yeah, droids can defect. Why not? No, yeah, I'm pretty proud of that one.
I mean, yeah, well done. This is like your second musician.
I mean, it was also like not intentionally a good answer. Like I was just thinking, like, what would be a funny answer? I didn't figure that I would be correct.
No, which is why I went so far as to make the card, because I was like, this is a funny answer. Let's make this a thing.
It's a funny answer. Listen, if you have two answers, pick the funnier one.
All right. Next one. I don't know if you want to give yourself a point for this or not. I don't care. You were pretty close. So, a unit with the Mandalorian vehicle speeder traits. I thought it was just going to be like Mando on a speeder bike. You literally just said generic Mandalorian speeder, but it ended up being a specific Mandalorian speeder, the one from, was it Mando Season 3?
Well, it can't
Survivor's
be that.
Langskib.
It can't be that specific because it's not unique.
Sure.
So this is
all right. So it is a generic Mandalorian speeder.
Like, so if I'm going to lawyer it, I would say it's generic only because it's not unique.
That's fair. All right, you get the point.
The next one, very good call on your part. Obviously, I clearly went with the funny answer.
Yeah. All right. So Force/droid. You went with.
It's R2, obviously.
I mean, if any droid's using the Force, it's him. Look, this was like I don't know when this came to me, but I was like, we had all the Grogu like movie promo hype. We knew that was coming, and I was just thinking like, sure, he's a Force user riding a droid. That's got to be it, and that was it.
Yeah. Yes.
Not as good as Musician or Rebel Pro Droid, but still a good pull.
Still a really good call.
All right, and this one, sure, 0 power Sentinel. I like my answer again of the Ewok trap, but
yeah, I mean, I don't know, chef droid, like whatever. Okay, fine.
Yeah. All right, and the last category, again, these are we didn't guess on all of these because some of these are just too vague to like form an actual guess to these, but these were partial texts from cards. And what we weren't necessarily guessing what card they're on, but we're more or less guessing, what the rest of the text might say. So I got kind of
pretty sure I did horrendous on this part.
You didn't get a single one.
It could have been because we were recording late and I was tired.
Well, to be fair, I only got one, and it's a really easy one. And I got close on 3. I'll let you decide if you think I should get the point for them or not. But the first one was the Arcana Star Map, which the text they gave us was, if you would search a number of cards from your deck, ... I basically just said, you search X more. So it ended up being search double that instead.
That's close enough.
But it's also super easy. Like, of course, that's what it was gonna say. You instead of guessing like the rest of the text, you thought that it would be cool on a leader, is what you said. Right. Which it ended up not being.
I mean, the exact Arcana Star Map text on a leader would be very cool. Interesting. That would be very cool. Would be very interesting. Obviously, it's not. It's fine. It might actually be too good.
Yeah. Well, it would be interesting to see what kind of a deck you could build if you crammed a bunch of tutoring, like search your deck cards into it. Like, what's your win condition in a deck like that?
Well, I don't know if it'd be the win condition, but you could certainly have a lot of one-ups. So, like, even Master Codebreaker with Gambits, you can have a lot of one-off Gambits because what is he, search 8 or something? So now you're searching 16 cards. You're going through,
a third of
your deck. Of the deck. Yeah, like a third plus of your deck. And a couple rounds into the game, you're going through half the deck, right? So you're able to, like, cycling through stuff. Like, I mean, that could get crazy pretty quick. So you're like, oh, I need that one, whatever it is. And you're like, all right, go get it.
Right. I mean, I just don't think I play a lot of cards that do that. The one that I played the most would have been Vader from Spark. Search the top 10 or whatever.
Sure.
But
even like some like
I mean, the one that I do now is Kelleran.
Kelleran, and it's like, okay, but you might not need. Like, a lot of times it's like, okay, get Kelleran and then also go get Sentinel or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you don't necessarily need as many. You don't need to play, 3 of the ObiWein Sentinel and 3 of the Captain Typho.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like in those decks, you would anyway, because you still want to hit those on 3 and 4.
Sure. Could be.
But I don't know. Maybe somebody out there can cook.
I would give it to you.
Okay, fine.
I mean, for some of these, they're so vague. I mean, you don't know what it's going to be. I would give it to you.
All right. If your base would be dealt more than 4 damage, ... I I kind of simultaneously was like, reduce it by 1, reduce it to 4. So I feel like I cheated because I said 2 answers there, but it did end up being the at insecurity droid, which does reduce it to 4.
I mean,
I think I cheated
like
because I gave
you gave 2 answers.
Nah, well, I won't give myself that one. I need to commit.
All right.
You thought it would draw a card, which also
we're gonna make that for next time. We're gonna make that rule.
Yeah.
Like, no, you got to lock in on one thing.
Yep.
Right.
Draw a card would have been interesting, deal, because then you would actually you could benefit from cards that deal damage to your own base if you need to dig for something desperately.
Right.
Anyway, that's not what it ended up being. Next is for this attack, this unit gains the discarded unit's abilities. Oh, excuse me. We both thought it was going to be on attack, discard a unit from your hand. That's not what it ended up being because it discards from your deck. Or, yeah, you search for the top 3 and discard improvised identity. Neither of us get that.
Also seems terrible.
Beskar helmet would have been better. Or jetpack. You may deal up to 6 damage to your base. Ended up being Captain Enoch, which I think it's a really interesting effect. Deal damage to your base, and then, you get to play something for cheaper based on how much damage you do. I do like your idea of a mirror universe-like effect, like from Magic the Gathering, which is like you purposely hurt your own base's health and then play a card that swaps it. I just don't know how that thematically would work in SWU. Like, my base is the Death Star, your base is Jabba's palace, and now we swap.
Now we swap. Yeah, I don't know that I was going for a thematic at all on that one. I was going for like what might be cool.
Fair.
Yeah. I don't know, World Between Worlds or something.
Yeah, sure. I thought it would have been like a deal damage to your opponent's base equal to how much you do to your own, which could be a good way to close out a game if you're playing an aggro deck, because you're just racing at that point, so you don't care how much your base takes.
Yep.
But no, neither of us got that. This unit may attack units in either arena. Red Leader, which is a support card. I hate it. I hate every bit about how that ended up being, because it makes sense for a space unit to be able to attack ground units. I don't like that I can play Red Leader, resolve the support to attack a Star Destroyer with a Womp Rat. Or with, a Gungan on the ground. It makes no sense.
The Gungans, good, they're good at jumping. I mean, jump up real high, throw those little purple balls or something.
So, I said it was going to be a space unit. I think that's way too vague to actually get the point.
It's a little vague. It's a little vague.
I do like your answer of the Mando Jetpack Squad. Just being like a group of Mandalorians. Now the art that we used to reference that I used in the video when you mentioned that, I believe is going to be the Bo-Katan showcase art. As at the time of recording this follow-up video, we have not yet seen that art, so we don't know for sure. But if I had to guess, that's probably what that picture is going to be from. All right. All right, so I do not get the point for that one. This next one, neither of us actually made a solid guess because advantage tokens on friendly units lose all abilities. Gonna be honest with you, I don't even think that I would have realized that that is pure upside, because at the time, as a judge, I should know that yes, if you play Galen Urso and name experience token, your opponent's experience tokens still give +1/+1 because that's not an ability on them. So the only ability that an advantage token has is not the stat buff, it's just the fact that they get deleted at the end of an attack or a defense. So yeah, when I read this, I thought it was going to be some sort of downside on an overstated unit. It ends up being a positive, because it makes your advantage tokens permanent. But yeah, neither of us guessed anything. It ended up being Eviscerator.
Yeah, I don't know how much that actually is going to come into play, ever.
It's not, because
outside of like a draft or a sealed event. I mean,
look, we've now got 3 Doritos that are in aggression villainy that all cost 8, that all have 9 power, and have either 6 or 7 health. And Eviscerator is the weakest of the 3.
Yeah.
All right, next up, while attached unit is defending, the attacker loses Overwhelm. Ended up being Deadly Vulnerability. I was the only one that made a guess. I said it must be something that you want to attach to a Sentinel. Not the case at all. I mean, maybe you do, but you're going to be putting it on your opponent's Sentinel, not your own, because in addition to losing Overwhelm, it takes double damage. So not something you want to be putting on your own Sentinels. Damage dealt by friendly Underworld cards is unpreventable. Neither of us had a guess. Ended up being Gorian Shard's Corsair, which has already sparked some judge controversy over whether or not, if you play Turbo Laser Salvo on it, is that damage unpreventable? Is the damage originating from the card or from the unit? The answer is yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, who knew that damage can originate from 2 sources at the same time? But that's a thing.
Amazing. Okay.
This unit gains each of the following keywords if. I did not have an answer. You did. You said Sabine's Masterpiece Like, which is a really solid guess. But no, it's the Moff Gideon leader. Continuing on, we had ... for each other unit. Friendly and enemy with 0 power. I just said it's going to be a generic gain +1/+0 effect. You thought it might have been an event. It ended up being Kelleran, the new Kelleran unit, which does gain +1/+0. So hey, I got one.
I mean, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, pretty easy, but I'm going to take anything I can get my hands on at this point. While a leader unit has been defeated this phase... This is Captain Paleon. He gets raid 2. I thought it works well with Grogu, which it would. But he's villainy, so I can't give myself the point for that.
That sort of makes it not work terribly well.
No, definitely not. All right, and the last one that any of us actually had a guess for was play it for free. It enters play ready, and you thought that was... I don't think you actually thought this, but you locked in that would just be the entire text.
Again, I was just going with the funny answer. I thought, hey, listen, that's it. That's the text. Play for free, enters ready. Why not? That would have been... I mean, it can't be a big unit, obviously. But like,
I would think,
if there was a 1/1,
ways though.
Like if there was a 1/1 for say 2 cost, right? Or I mean, the cost doesn't matter. Make it 10 cost. It doesn't. Oh well, it would matter for some stuff. But make it like a 1/1 for 2 or 3 cost, but you don't actually have to pay the cost, right? It just plays free and it enters ready, right? That would be interesting. I don't know how that's useful. Like 1/1 for 3 is horrible, right? So 1/1 for 3, terrible card. But if you do 1/1 for 3, but it's just boom 1, like I mean that's where I was thinking.
I don't know that would work the way the rules of the game function, because like the steps of playing a card, like you have to pay the cost of the card before the card goes into play and any of its abilities resolve. So how it would how it would know to enter play for free before you pay for it is kind of like,
because it says
yeah, okay.
It says play for free. Okay. I don't know. You make the judges all have headaches, and it's just...
dude. Yeah.
This would not be the first card that would be like, the judges go like, what? I mean, the one you were just talking about, where it's like, yeah, damage comes from two different sources, even though it's one amount of damage. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Yes, you have to pay the cost of the card to have it come into... So, yes, a better wording would be that there's a printed cost of, say, 3 on the card. But then the text of the card says something along the lines of...
while paying costs for this card.
While paying costs for this card, if you're playing it from your hand, the cost is equal to 0.
Play it for free.
It ends play ready. Yeah. Like you could obviously word it better, but anyway, that's where I was going with it.
All right. It ended up being Eye of Scion. Something totally not
Totally
that.
different.
Is Eye of Scion playable? That's a no.
I mean, I don't know. Well, so it searches a lot of cards. You have to find something. So, like, initially you would say no, right? Because you don't want to give up the attack. Like, hey, you're paying 7 for something. You want to be able to, and then you can't do anything with it until the next round. So then it's like, okay, you want to at least be able to attack with it. So you're giving up the attack to then just dig for something. Right. So then it's like, okay, well, if you could.
But that something enters play ready.
Sure. But it could also be then smaller.
Yeah. And it's got to be 5 or less unless you're pumping
it's going to be 5. Yeah,
5.
Right. So then it's like, well, if you're going to pump it, like what? I don't know.
Why not just attack with it?
Why not just attack? Yeah. So it's like, what are you going to, give it a +3, +0 or something? And then, like aggressive negotiations. Okay, great. Now it's 15. Well, now you're going to attack with it.
Yeah.
So no, I don't. It's unlikely that it's going to be useful.
Now, hold on a second, though. What about... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, with the cunning ploy that they showed us that's coming in icons, I knew this had a +3, +0 pump on it as a partial effect, but it's you actually have to attack with the unit. So it's a surprise strike effect, not like the original cunning, which is just you're pumping the unit and then you have to swing with it after.
Yep.
But in Eternal, you could play OG cunning, pump it by 4 and play a 9-drop that enters play ready.
I mean, my question is, which is the more feels bad legendary to open? Right? This or the whatever the Malal was called?
Oh.
Or is there one that's worse? I don't know.
I would feel worse opening Eye of Scion. Yeah. I think Eye of Scion is more playable than the 12 cost 15. I think it's barely more playable. But I like the art more on the other ones, so I don't feel quite as bad.
Eye of Scion is probably pretty playable in limited formats simply because it's a big space unit.
Yeah. Yep. And the 12 cost 15 is not playable in limited formats because you'll never get to 12 resources. You'll be resourcing nearly half your deck.
Yeah, it's unlikely to happen.
All right. I don't even know if we'll just go touch on the last two, even though we didn't have any guesses for them. But all units lose Sentinel. If I were to make a guess, I would have thought this would have been on an event. All units lose Sentinel for the phase, but no, it's a constant ability on Podameron.
I do like that card. Good card. I mean, 2 for 3/3. So you got a red yellow battlefield marine type, and hey, it's not a dead card late game.
Yep. And the last one, while you're paying costs, this unit provides its aspect icons. End up being the Dark Saber. Neither of us had a guess for that, but it's also a really cool effect. And that's it. So how'd we do?
So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And I had 8.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. So hold on. Here's the good news.
Overall,
we went from 14 to 15.
We got one more point than last set. Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent job.
So next time, 16.
That's right.
That's the goal.
But next time we won't be guessing on here's what we're gonna do. We're going to ensure that we don't both guess the same thing ever.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think we need to force ourselves to lock in some answer for everything, as vague as it could be, just on the off chance that we get lucky. like Rebel Probe Droid kind of just like lock something in, because you never know.
Because we never know. Yeah. Right. You never know when you're going to have Palace Chef Droid.
Look, Rebel Probe Droid was
I mean, it's
freaking
Palace Chef Droid.
wild.
It's like, I don't know, the Mos Eisley street cleaning droid. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to...
But here's the thing, like, yes, that sounds ridiculous, because it is ridiculous. But what would be even more ridiculous is if you were somehow right, and then that, just think of the content. So,
Content. Listen, one of these days, I'm going to guess R2 leader, and I'm going to be right. Not this set, not the next set. I got to wait till 2027. Unless he's in Icons.
It's an Icons, I'm telling you.
He's
telling you, if he's not...
No, they're finally going to make an R2 leader, and he's going to be in, like, Twin Suns 2027, and he's only going to be good in Twin Suns with, like, C-3PO.
Look, man,
yeah.
He's going to be in Icons, and the problem with that is you're going to have just over a year for him to be Premier Legal.
Yeah, I know.
So,
yep. Oh, you don't think I'm playing him in his journal?
I know you will. Here's hoping he's got a decent ability.
No, it'll suck.
He'll be a 3 cost deploy, and he'll be a 1/4, like his regular
here's
unit.
The problem. Who was it? There was one of the leaders that we were looking at, and we're like, that's stupid. It could have been like change nothing about it, and it could have been R2. So like Grief, I don't forget which one we were saying. Like Grief Karga easily could have been R2, right? Maybe change the stats and the deploy cost, right? But it's like give an advantage token to the unit when you play it or create it. Like, hey,
you're talking about from
R2
Ashes specifically?
Specifically from Ashes. There was one of the
could have been
leaders
Fennec.
Was it Fennec? Yeah, like Fennec. Change nothing. Change absolutely nothing. That could have been R2.
It could have been Fennec. It could have been Ezra. It could have been Ahsoka.
Yeah.
It could have been, look, the thing with R2-D2 is he's a very versatile character. You can literally give him any ability.
You know, R2 having support and giving a boost on attack, like it would have made sense.
But look, we can vent about this after. But all right, we did better this set than we did last set. We've got goals for the next one.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments if you got any of these predictions right that we messed up, or what you're looking forward to in the next one. That's going to be it for now. ObiWein, thanks again for doing this.
Anytime.
We'll see you in the next one.